Most Americans in their 50s and 60s are handing $350 every spring to the supplement aisle. For bottles Pioneer Farmhouse women grew right behind their back door this exact month. Not because you chose wrong, because nobody ever passed down the 16 herbs those farmhouses kept for generations before the pharmacy quietly replaced them. These 16 still replace the supplement aisle, one bottle at a time, and plant number 13 will surprise you. Before plant number 1, drop your state right now because your USDA zone completely changes which of these performs best for you. Find yours and pay attention. Here is what most miss. Plant number 1, Echinacea, the herb your great-grandmother grew as a single one-time planting that the immune support supplement aisle now sells back to American families for $34 a bottle every single winter. Narrow purple coneflower standing 4 feet tall in late summer, dense, self-seeding, returning every season without a single dollar spent after year 1. Zones 3 through 8. Full sunned, well-drained soil. What almost no supplement label tells you is that the root, not the flower, carries Echinacea angustifolia's documented traditional immune support value, and most growers never harvest it correctly. University Extension monographs confirm the narrow leaf species outperforms the common purpurea in root compound concentration, yet nurseries stock purpurea almost exclusively. One established plant replaces a $34 monthly immune support bottle, $408 per year. After a single $10 planting, most American growers deadhead every flower before seed drop, eliminating the self-seeding cycle that turns one plant into 20. That one habit destroys a $200 natural plant expansion every single fall. That single habit separates the grower with one plant from the grower with 20, and now you will never make it again. Drop your state in the comments. Your USDA zone completely changes which of these farmhouse herbs performs best for you. Plant number 2 is something Pioneer women use daily for what most Americans now pay $28 a month to get in a capsule. And somewhere in this video is the story of a retired homesteader in Zone 6 who replaced $350 in annual supplements with 1 season of farmhouse herbs. That story is coming. Keep watching. Plant number 2, Calendula, the flower Pioneer Farmhouse women harvested every single morning from June through frost, because it never stops blooming and never asked for a second dollar after planting. Rows of dense orange gold flowers catching early light, petals thick enough to fill a drying basket in one pass, returning from self-seeding year after year across zones 2 through 11. Zones 2 through 11, full sun to part shade, average soil. What most growers never learn is that calendula's documented traditional skin support value sits in the resin. Rich petals harvested at full open, not the half-open buds most beginners pick too early. University Extension Herbal records document Calendula officinalis among the most continuously studied traditional skin support herbs in North American homestead practice. One $7 plant produces enough dried petals to replace a $38 monthly skin support supplement, $456 per year, permanently. Most American growers pull calendula after first frost, instead of letting it self-seed, losing next year's entire plant expansion. That decision costs a full medicinal bed they will spend the following spring repurchasing. Let that self-seeding cycle run and calendula becomes a permanent medicinal asset that costs nothing after year 1. That is not gardening, that is investing. Plant number 3 is what Pioneer Farmhouse women turned to when the house needed to go quiet, and the sleep supplement aisle now charges $42 a month for what it delivers naturally. Plant number 3, Valerian, the root every serious farmhouse herb garden kept within arm's reach, because the $42 monthly sleep supplement bottle in your cabinet is built around what this plant delivered for generations. Tall white flower clusters rising 5 feet, roots thickening underground while the rest of the garden sleeps, returning every season without a single replanting dollar. Zones 4 through 9, full sun to part shade, moist, well-drained soil. What almost no sleep supplement label discloses is that valerian root requires a full second year before root compound concentration reaches traditional medicinal harvest strength. First-year roots deliver a fraction of the value. University Extension Herbal monographs document Valeriana officinalis among the longest, continuously used calming herbs in North American homestead practice. One established second-year root division replaces a $42 monthly sleep support supplement, $504 per year, after a single $10 planting. The mistake most American growers make is harvesting in year one, pulling an immature root before it reaches documented traditional potency. That single mistake cost a full year of root development and the entire $504 supplement replacement they were one season away from achieving. One extra season of patience with Valerian is the difference between a root worth harvesting and one worth nothing, and now you know exactly when to pull it. And we have not even reached number 4 yet. Hyssop, the respiratory herb pioneer farmhouse women, kept at the garden gate because chest support supplements now charge $35 a month for what it grows quietly on its own. Plant number 4, Hyssop, the semi-woody perennial that every pioneer farmhouse kept at the garden edge because respiratory support supplements now charge $35 a month for the compounds this plant produces on its own every single summer. Dense blue-purple flower spikes, rising 2 feet above a woody base, drought-tolerant once established, returning harder and fuller every season across zones 4 through 9. Zones 4 through 9, full sun, dry to average well-drained soil. What almost no respiratory supplement label discloses is that hyssop's documented traditional value lies in the flowering tops harvested at peak bloom, not the leaves most beginner growers strip throughout the season. University Extension Herbal monographs document Hyssopus officinalis as a studied traditional respiratory and digestive support herb across early American homestead practice. One established plant produces enough dried flowering tops to replace a $35 monthly respiratory supplement, $420 per year, after one $9 planting. Most American growers cut hyssop back hard in early spring, removing the semi-woody base that drives the following season's fullest bloom. That pruning mistake costs 2 full seasons of peak medicinal harvest before the plant recovers. 2 seasons of lost harvest from one wrong pruning cut. That is the cost of not knowing, and now you will never pay it. Plant number 5 is the herb that Civil War field medics carried in their kits and pioneer farmhouse women kept within reach of the kitchen door. And wound support supplements now charge $33 a month for what yarrow grows without asking. Plant number 5, yarrow. The herb Civil War field medics carried in their kits and pioneer farmhouse women kept within reach of the kitchen door because wound support and blood. Health supplements now charge $33 a month for what this plant delivers from a single $8 investment. Flat white flower clusters above feathery dark green foliage. Drought tolerant once established, spreading into a permanent self-sustaining clump that returns fuller every season across zones 3 through 9. Zones 3 through 9, full sun, dry to average soil. What most supplement labels never disclose is that yarrow's documented traditional wound support value is carried in the flower heads harvested at full open, not the stems or leaves most beginner growers cut indiscriminately. University Extension Herbal references confirm Achille millefolium among the longest documented traditional wound care herbs in North American homestead practice. One established clump replaces a $33 monthly wound support supplement, $396 per year, from a single $8 planting. The mistake most American growers make is letting yarrow spread unchecked, overtaking neighboring herbs and reducing productive flower head yield from the original crown. That spread habit costs the grower their most productive medicinal crown and forces a full bed reset they never saw coming. Divide that crown every 3rd season, and one yarrow plant becomes 10. A permanent medicinal bed never costs another $1. Did you believe yarrow was just a wildflower with no real garden value? Be completely honest in the comments. Plant number 6 carried a reputation in every serious pioneer farmhouse herb garden that the calming supplement aisle has spent decades quietly monetizing. And Angelica is where that story begins. Plant number 6, Angelica, the towering biennial that serious pioneer farmhouse herb gardens built an entire calming herb corner around because digestive and calming. Support supplements now charge $38 a month for what its root has delivered across generations. Hollow stems rising 6 feet above large architectural compound leaves. An unmistakable presence in any herb garden, self-seeding reliably across zones 4 through 9 when allowed to complete its full biennial cycle. Zones 4 through 9, part shade to full sun, moist rich soil. What almost no digestive supplement label discloses is that Angelica is a true biennial, rooting in year 1 and delivering its full medicinal harvest only in year 2, just before it flowers and sets seed. University Extension Herbal monographs document Angelica archangelica as a studied digestive and calming support herb across European and early American homestead practice. 1 second. Year root harvest replaces a $38 monthly digestive support supplement, $456 per year, after a single $11 planting. Most American growers pull Angelica after its dramatic first-year leaf display, mistaking seasonal dormancy for death and destroying the root before it reaches full medicinal strength. That impatience eliminates the entire medicinal root and the self-seeding cycle that would have supplied every following season. Let Angelica complete its full biennial cycle, seed drop included, and it supplies its own replacement every season without costing another dollar. Plant number 7 is the respiratory herb that serious pioneer farmhouse gardens kept at the back border, specifically because chest and lung support supplements now charge $40 a month for what Elecampane has been delivering since before any of those bottles existed. Plant number 7, Elecampane, the towering perennial root herb that pioneer farmhouse women planted once at the back border and harvested for generations, because chest and lung support supplements now charge $40 a month for what this root has been delivering since before the pharmacy existed. Bright yellow daisy, form flowers rising 6 feet above enormous basal leaves, an unmistakable farmhouse garden landmark, root mass thickening underground and returning stronger every season across zones 4 through 9. Zones 4 through 9, full sun to part shade, moist deep soil. What almost no respiratory supplement label discloses is that Elecampane root reaches peak traditional medicinal concentration only in the 2nd or 3rd autumn. First-year roots carry a fraction of the inulin. Rich compound load documented traditional practice relied upon. University Extension monographs confirm Inula helenium among the most continuously referenced traditional respiratory support herbs in North American homestead practice. One established 3rd-year root division replaces a $40 monthly chest support supplement, $480 per year, after a single $11 planting. Most American growers harvest Elecampane root in year 1, pulling an immature root before inulin concentration reaches traditional harvest strength. That early harvest costs 2 full years of root development and the entire $480 supplement replacement they were 1 patient season away from claiming. 2 extra seasons of patience with Elecampane is the difference between a root worth harvesting and one worth discarding. And now you know exactly when to pull it. That story I mentioned at the very start of this video, the retired homesteader who replaced $350 in annual supplements with 1 farmhouse herb season, that story is next. Earlier at the start of this video, I mentioned a retired homesteader in Zone 6. This is that story. She had spent $350 every year on immune, sleep, and digestive supplements until a University Extension Master Gardener program in her county introduced her to the 16 herbs her grandmother's farmhouse garden had grown without a single supplement purchase. And by the end of her first full season, she had established 9 of them from seed and bare root divisions, costing less than $60 total. By the end of that first Zone 6 season, she had replaced her entire $350 annual supplement spend with dried herbs from a garden that cost her less than $60 to plant. The viewers here right now are the ones this channel was built for. And what comes next is something most gardening channels never research deeply enough to find. A farmhouse herb so specific in its documented traditional use that most American growers in their 50s and 60s have never once seen it on a nursery shelf. Plant number 8, feverfew, the self-seeding perennial that pioneer farmhouse women kept in permanent flower, border clusters because head support and tension relief supplements now charge $32 a month for what this plant delivers from a single $7 investment that never needs replacing. Dense white daisy flowers with bright yellow centers covering every stem from midsummer through early autumn, aromatic foliage that self-seeds freely and returns without a single dollar spent after the first season across zones 4 through 8. Zones 4 through 8. Full sun, average, well-drained soil. What most head support supplement labels never disclose is that feverfew's documented traditional value lies in the fresh or carefully dried young leaves, not the flowers most beginner growers harvest first. University Extension Herbal monographs document Tenacitum parthenium, among the most continuously studied traditional head tension support herbs in European and early American homestead practice. One established plant produces enough leaf harvest to replace a $32 monthly head support supplement, $384 per year, after one $7 planting. Most American growers treat feverfew as a flowering ornamental, deadheading every bloom before seed drop and eliminating the self-seeding cycle that builds a permanent medicinal colony. That deadheading habit destroys a natural plant expansion worth $150 in nursery replacements the following spring. Let that self-seeding colony build, and feverfew becomes a permanent head support resource that costs nothing after year 1. Plant number 9 is the herb pioneer farmhouse women called the heart herb, kept in every serious medicinal garden because heart calm and tension support supplements now charge $36 a month for what motherwort has been delivering across generations without a single replanting dollar. Plant number 9. Motherwort, the tall self-seeding perennial that pioneer farmhouse women called the heart herb and kept in every serious medicinal garden because heart, calm, and nervous. Tension supplements now charge $36 a month for what this plant delivers from a single $9 investment that self-seeds and returns permanently. Tall square stems carrying world pink, purple flower clusters at every node, naturalized colonies forming over seasons, returning without replanting across zones 3 through 8 in full sun to part shade. Zones 3 through 8, full sun to part shade, average well-drained soil. What most heart, calm supplement labels never disclose is that motherwort's documented traditional value is carried in the flowering tops harvested at first bloom, not the mature seed, bearing stems most beginner growers wait too long to cut. University Extension Herbal monographs document Leonuris cardiaca as a studied traditional heart, calm, and nervous tension support herb across European and early American homestead practice. One established plant produces enough dried flowering tops to replace a $36 monthly heart calm supplement, $432 per year, after a single $9 planting. Most American growers allow motherwort to reach full seed set before harvesting, collecting stems past their peak traditional medicinal window. That timing mistake costs an entire season of peak quality medicinal harvest they cannot recover until the following year. Harvest motherwort at first bloom, and every dried batch carries the full traditional medicinal value pioneer farmhouse women depended on. Wait past that window, and the season is gone. Plant number 10 is the nervous tension herb serious farmhouse gardens kept directly beside motherwort because tension support supplements now charge $34 a month for what blue vervain delivers on its own. Plant number 10, blue vervain, the tall native perennial that serious pioneer farmhouse gardens planted beside motherwort because nervous tension and stress support supplements now charge $34 a month for what this plant delivers from a single $9 investment that returns permanently every season. Tall candelabra stems of dense blue-purple flower spikes rising 5 feet, a Native American wildflower that naturalizes in moist garden borders and returns without a single replanting dollar across zones 4 through 8. Zones 4 through 8, full sun moist to average soil. What most nervous tension supplement labels never disclose is that blue vervain's documented traditional value is carried in the flowering tops harvested at peak bloom progression, not the fully open spikes most beginner growers wait to collect. University Extension Herbal monographs document Verbena histata as a studied traditional nervous tension and stress support herb across Native American and early American homestead practice. One established plant replaces a $34 monthly tension support supplement, $408 per year, after a single $9 planting. Most American growers plant blue vervain in dry garden soil starving the root system that drives its fullest bloom and most productive medicinal harvest. That soil mismatch cuts flowering by half and eliminates the medicinal harvest yield the grower was counting on for the entire season. Give blue vervain the moisture it needs, and it rewards every season with a medicinal harvest that costs nothing after year 1. Deny it, and the plant tells you immediately. Plant number 11 is one of the most underestimated herbs in the entire pioneer farmhouse tradition, agrimony, a slender yellow-spiked perennial. The digestive and liver support supplement aisle now charges $30 a month to replicate. Plant number 11, agrimony, the slender yellow-spiked perennial that pioneer farmhouse women kept in every serious medicinal herb border because digestive and liver support supplements now charge $30 a month for what this plant delivers from a single $8 investment that returns permanently without replanting. Slender upright stems of small bright yellow flowers rising 3 feet above fine pinnate foliage, drought-tolerant once established, naturalizing quietly into a permanent self-sustaining clump across zones 4 through 8. Zones 4 through 8, full sun, dry to average well, drained soil. What most digestive supplement labels never disclose is that agrimony's documented traditional value is carried in the flowering tops and upper leaves harvested together at peak bloom, not the dried burr seed heads most beginner growers mistake for the medicinal portion. University Extension Herbal monographs document Agrimonia eupatoria as a studied traditional digestive and liver support herb across European and early American homestead practice. One established plant produces enough dried flowering tops to replace a $30 monthly digestive supplement, $360 per year, after a single $8 planting. Most American growers cut agrimony stems too late, collecting past peak flowering tops after the plant has redirected energy entirely into burr seed production. That late harvest delivers a medicinal batch with a fraction of the traditional potency the grower was counting on. Cut agrimony at peak bloom, and every dried batch delivers the full traditional digestive value pioneer farmhouse women relied on. Wait for burr set, and that medicinal window closes permanently. Plant number 12 is what pioneer farmhouse women called the garden surgeon comfrey, and skin support supplements now charge $38 a month for what it delivers from a single permanent planting. Plant number 12, comfrey, the deep-rooted perennial pioneer farmhouse women called the garden surgeon because skin, support, and tissue recovery supplements now charge $38 a month for what this plant delivers from a single root division that never needs replacing and never stops producing. Broad-textured dark green leaves above drooping clusters of purple, pink tubular flowers, a substantial clump that returns from its deep black taproot every spring across zones 3 through 9 regardless of winter severity. Zones 3 through 9, full sun to part shade, average to moist soil. What most skin support supplement labels never disclose is that comfrey's documented traditional tissue support value is carried in the large mature leaves and root, both containing allantoin, a compound studied for its role in traditional skin and tissue recovery practice. University Extension Herbal monographs document Symphytum officinale, among the longest continuously used traditional skin and tissue support herbs in North American homestead practice. One established plant produces enough leaf harvest to replace a $38 monthly skin support supplement, $456 per year, from a single $9 root division. Most American growers attempt to remove comfrey once it spreads, fracturing the deep taproot into dozens of new plants they never intended to grow. That removal attempt turns one intentional plant into a permanent colony that dominates the entire bed within 2 seasons. Plant comfrey once in the right location, and it becomes a permanent skin support resource, the garden surgeon that never sends a bill and never asks for a second dollar. Plant number 13 is the later reveal herb that serious growers in their 50s and 60s stayed for. And it changes how you think about everything the pioneer farmhouse tradition quietly passed down. Plant number 13, mugwort, the aromatic silver. Green perennial, that serious pioneer farmhouse herb gardens kept at the back border specifically because digestive, calming, and dream support supplements now charge a combined $45 a month for traditional uses this plant has carried since before the supplement industry existed. Tall upright stems of deeply lobed silver, green leaves catching evening light on their pale undersides, spreading by root runners into a permanent aromatic colony that returns without replanting across zones 4 through 9, zones 4 through 9, full sun to part shade, average to dry soil. What almost no supplement label discloses is that mugwort's documented traditional digestive and calming value is carried in young leaves harvested before flowering. Once fully flowered, the volatile compound concentration traditional practice relied upon has already peaked and declined. University Extension Herbal Monographs document Artemisia vulgaris as a continuously referenced traditional digestive and calming support herb across European and early American homestead practice. One established colony produces enough dried leaf harvest to replace a $45 monthly combined supplement spend, $540 per year, from a single $8 planting. Most American growers allow mugwort to spread unchecked, then attempt removal, fracturing root runners into dozens of new plants across the entire garden. That removal attempt transforms one intentional planting into a permanent colony no amount of digging fully resolves. Contain mugwort within a buried root barrier and it becomes a permanent medicinal colony that costs nothing after year 1. Ignore that boundary and it decides where to grow. Plant number 14 is the tallest herb on this entire list. Mullein and lung support supplements now charge $36 a month for what it delivers from a single biennial planting that never needs replacing. Plant number 14, Mullein, the towering biennial that pioneer farmhouse women planted once along the back fence and harvested for generations, because lung and respiratory support supplements now charge $36 a month for what this plant self-seeds and delivers permanently from a single $7 investment. Silver, gray velvety rosette leaves in year 1, giving way to a 6-foot flower spike in year 2, self-seeding freely after bloom and returning as a permanent rotating colony across zones 3 through 9. Zones 3 through 9, full sun, dry to average well-drained soil. What most lung support supplement labels never disclose is that Mullein's documented traditional respiratory value is carried in the large velvety leaves harvested during the first-year rosette stage, not the flower spike most beginner growers wait to see before harvesting anything. University Extension Herbal Monographs document Verbascum thapsus as a studied traditional respiratory support herb across European and early American homestead practice. One established self-seeding colony produces enough dried leaf harvest to replace a $36 monthly lung support supplement, $432 per year, from a single $7 planting. Most American growers wait until the dramatic second-year flower spike appears, missing the entire first-year rosette harvest window when leaf size and compound concentration peak. That waiting habit costs one full year of medicinal leaf harvest. They can never recover from that plant's biennial cycle. Harvest mullein from the first-year rosette, and every dried batch carries the full traditional respiratory value pioneer farmhouse women depended on. Wait for the spike, and that window closes permanently. Plant number 15 is the throat and chest herb those same farmhouse women kept within reach of the kitchen door every single winter. Horehound and cough support supplements now charge $28 a month for what it delivers. Plant number 15, Horehound, the compact woolly perennial that pioneer farmhouse women kept within reach of the kitchen door every single winter, because throat and cough support supplements now charge $28 a month for what this plant delivers from a single $7 investment that establishes permanently and asks nothing after year 1. Dense gray, green woolly stems carrying small white flower whorls at every node, drought tolerant once established, returning as a compact permanent clump across zones 4 through 8 in full sun and dry soil. Zones 4 through 8, full sun, dry to average well-drained soil. What most cough support supplement labels never disclose is that Horehound's documented traditional throat and chest value is carried in the flowering tops and young leaves harvested together at first bloom, not the older woody stems most beginner growers strip throughout the season. University Extension Herbal Monographs document Marubium vulgar, among the oldest continuously referenced traditional respiratory and throat support herbs in European and early American homestead practice. One established plant produces enough dried flowering tops to replace a $28 monthly cough support supplement, $336 per year, after a single $7 planting. Most American growers cut horehound stems to the woody base in late season, removing the semi-woody crown that protects the plant through winter and drives the following season's fullest return. That hard-cutting mistake weakens the permanent clump and delays full medicinal harvest productivity by an entire growing season. Leave the semi-woody crown intact through winter, and horehound returns fuller every season. Cut it hard, and you reset 2 years of permanent clump development in a single afternoon. Plant number 16 is the herb most Americans have walked past 1,000 times without knowing. Plantain and wound care and digestive supplements now charge $26 a month for what it delivers. Plant number 16, Plantain, the broad-leafed perennial pioneer farmhouse. Women recognized at every path edge because wound care and digestive supplements now charge $26 a month for what this plant delivers. And most American growers are already growing it without knowing what it is. Broad oval ribbed leaves in a flat ground, hugging rosette, seed spikes rising above self, seeding permanently across zones 3 through 10 in almost every soil type. Zones 3 through 10, full sun to part shade, average to poor soil. What most wound care supplement labels never disclose is that Plantain's documented traditional skin and digestive support value is carried in young to mid-size leaves, harvested before seed spike emergence. Older leaves past spike development carry a fraction of the traditional compound concentration. University Extension Herbal monographs document Plantago major, among the most continuously referenced traditional wound care and digestive support herbs in North American homestead practice. One established colony produces enough dried leaf harvest to replace a $26 monthly wound care supplement, $312 per year, from a plant most American yards already grow for free. Most American growers treat plantain as a lawn weed and eliminate it with herbicide, destroying a permanent medicinal resource that costs nothing to establish. That single identification mistake cost $312 per year. In supplement spending, they were one moment of recognition away from never paying again. Stop treating plantain as a weed and start treating it as the permanent medicinal resource pioneer farmhouse women never once paid $1 for. It has been growing in your yard this entire time. That is 16 farmhouse herbs, each still replacing a supplement bottle today. And before the decision framework, 3 things about this entire tradition, 3 things about this farmhouse medicinal herb tradition that almost no source puts in one place. Every herb on this list reaches peak traditional medicinal concentration when harvested at first bloom or before spike emergence. Dried within 48 hours in a single layer away from direct sun, color retention after drying is the honest indicator of compound preservation. Companion planting yarrow beside Echinacea and Calendula is documented in traditional homestead practice to improve pollinator density across the entire medicinal bed, delivering fuller bloom cycles and higher harvest yield from every plant in that grouping. Root herbs on this list: Echinacea, Valerian, Elecampane, Angelica, all reach traditional harvest strength in autumn of their 2nd or 3rd year, never year 1. Every grower who pulls early loses the entire medicinal investment they spent 2 seasons building. Miss this spring planting window, and every root herb on this list pushes your first real medicinal harvest back a full calendar year. That is not a minor delay. That is $480 in supplement spending you will not recover until the season after next. Here is exactly where to begin, based on your zone. Right now, here is exactly where to begin. Zone to plants to dollar. Start with Echinacea, yarrow, motherwort, and mullein this spring. 4 permanent medicinal herbs established from a combined investment under $35 that replace $180 in monthly supplement spending, $2,160 per year before your 2nd season closes. Zones 8 through 9, your establishment window runs shorter and your summer heat arrives faster. Start with Calendula, hyssop, blue vervain, and horehound this spring, 4 heat-adapted medicinal herbs from a combined investment under $32 that replace $130 in monthly supplement spending, $1,560 per year, and miss this window and your first real medicinal harvest waits a full year. You just received zone-accurate, dollar-grounded, research-based plant knowledge on 16 medicinal herbs that pioneer farmhouse women grew for generations. Knowledge most American gardening channels have never assembled in one place. If this video gave you even one herb you had never considered planting this spring, hit like now. Drop your state and your zone in the comments right now, and tell me which of these 16 farmhouse herbs you are planting first this spring. Subscribe to Natural Verge. The medicinal herbs your great-grandmother grew behind every farmhouse are still out there, and we find them every single week.